Some of you may be familiar with the name Rod Dreher. He wrote a book a couple of years back called The Benedict Option, and that is where he suggested that Christians and people of faith that they pull back and they remove themselves from overall society because he believes that culture is going to continue to taint you and perhaps eventually lead you into pagan ways as well and put your soul at some danger. He has a new book out. I was watching a television program about this a couple of nights ago, and I've since ordered the book, where he actually interviews several people who used to live in communist or heavily socialist countries and discovers exactly what life was like for them. And for all of those people who are selling this as some sort of a future paradise for the United States, there's a serious, serious warning here. And I believe that if we don't get a handle on this, people have to stop thinking short term right now, which is what a lot of them are doing, or they're following a media narrative which is designed to mislead you. Because the ultimate long term message here is that you don't want to go down this road. This is going to be very, very dangerous. Secondly, I've been kicking around an idea in my own head for some time. And I believe if a public is traumatized, that trauma ends up lasting for generations, even after the trauma is removed. Stop and think about this for a moment. We had a huge rise in divorce rates in this country in the 1960s. And the damage to the American family, which is the foundation of any culture, has been almost irreparable to this day. But those people who were getting divorced in record numbers were actually children of the Great Depression, or they grew up during the Depression and the deprivations of war when we had rationing and the like. And you wonder if they were so scarred that it impacted their lives going forward. And then as time started to get better in the 1950s and 60s for a great many people, they suddenly thought, well, wait a minute, how come my life isn't as good as it should be? And so they looked at their partner and said, well, there's the obvious answer, and that was the decision they made. And likely it was not a very good decision, especially for the children involved, who also were scarred by all of this. And you have all sorts of research that's been done that would back this up. But Dreher was saying something. He was appearing on Tucker Carlson's program on the Fox News Channel. This was Friday night, and he was saying that one thing that he learned from the people that he was interviewing is there's a belief that Americans today don't know suffering. And he talks a little bit about this and says perhaps maybe we have it too comfortable. Take a listen.
You know, it taught me about how much we Americans, including myself, need to learn how to suffer better. That's what everybody I talked to, including people who had been beaten in prison, said, that Americans are so comfortable and so soft, we don't know how to suffer. I have been thinking a lot over the past year, especially during COVID, about how we have got to be a lot more patient with our suffering so we can endure what is to come. Because this is what the soft totalitarians are going to do. They're going to use our addiction to comfort and to control us.
I think that is a warning that we should all heed. I ordered the book over the weekend. It should be arriving, I'm told, by Wednesday. And I'm on vacation next week, so I'll have a chance to sit down and read it. I also ordered a book by Cal Thomas on a very similar vein. And if I can get a chance, I'll read both of them next week, and then I'll be able to give you some details a couple of weeks from now on a Monday morning when I return to work. It's frightening when you think about what's ahead for the future. But I said something in a video yesterday along with Jake Smith. I was saying that perhaps this year, which has been such a horrid year, is just a preparation to try to toughen you up because there is going to be suffering coming. And it's a warning sign, and it allows you, it's a little bit like football practice. We did 2-a-days for several weeks before the season would start, and it was painful to do it. But by the time you showed up on opening night, you were ready to go. So you suffered, but there was a payout in the long run. If you like our videos, click on the subscribe button at the top of the page, and you can also leave comments in the comments section below. And if there's a subject you'd like us to mention too, please feel free to do that.